struggling to create chances. It seems a distant memory, that, doesn't it? Because again, they've created what, probably 5 or 6 top
great
quality chances
great
there.
Chances. Yeah, great chances. Like they've been in great areas, make great runs, great passes through, but quality with the pass across has not been great. Missing the target's been like criminal, really, because they've been in good positions as well. But like you say, you mean the chances created today in the first 45 minutes has been fantastic.
Well, we'll talk to the goal scorers in just a little while, Rob. We'll be able to speak a little bit more about that rather than a defensive player like you who didn't score that many in his career. So what we talk about is the defensive side. And we want to talk a little bit about Ollie Skipp and actually kind of show that was really evident in the first 10-15 minutes just what a job he does when Hanley had the ball on the left hand side.
Absolutely. We know sort of like Kenny McLean's going to push forward and Giannoulis is up right up the left hand side, and with that Grant Hanley has to come in because he's sort of like playing as your left back then. Now there was a couple of times there where if Grant Hanley comes there, Skipp has got the knowledge to see that could be a potential danger in there. If anything happens to Grant Hanley, and there was a couple of times where Grant sort of like dwelled on the ball, lost possession, so basically he's out of position, this guy's here, a pass has gone into him, but rather than being reactive, this guy Skipp is proactive. He was there to deal with that danger because he recognised, listen, if Grant makes a really good pass forward, I lose nothing by filling this gap. If Grant makes a mistake, I'm there ready to deal with it and to snuff out the danger. And that's the good thing about Skipp, and he's done that so many times this season. We're saying for a 21-year-old, the knowledge he has got, talk about old head on young shoulders, it's definitely him because he sees potential danger there. And there was a couple of times there today that could have been crucial because if he'd have been dwelling, Grant loses the ball there, this guy's through on goal. And I think that's where Oliver Skipp is really, really good.
Yeah, and we'll talk to God again now, who's in the Barclay for us. Gossy, I mean, we're just talking about Ollie Skipp again there and singing his praises. As much as, attacking sense, we've done really well today. Not got too many goals at the minute, just the one. But defensively, he's such a brilliant player for Norwich in breaking things up. Now, we were just saying about how proactive he is, Gossy, and that's so important, isn't it? Because he spots the danger before it happens. He's almost thinking before anything else goes on.
Oh yeah, I'm pleased that you brought it up because I'm in the ideal position to see what's going on. It's actually a fantastic area to watch the game. When you see the two our centre halves are split for whatever reason, if it's an attacking midfield player, then Skipp sees the danger. He's got great vision. He knows what's around him, spots that danger, goes with the runners and ends that little attack. And he does it so many times. Him and McLean have been really dominant just in front of the back two. And again, we're split so wide, there are gaps for those Rotherham players to run through. And certainly with Michael Smith and Matt Crooks, they're the big lads causing trouble. And although we've been dominant, they are set pieces to watch out for. The corners, I thought in the first 5 minutes, the goal went in, the ball was in the net, but you had about 15 players in the 6-yard box. So the big threat's going to come from the throws and the corners from Rotherham. But you are right what you're saying. We should be scoring more goals than this.
You're right there, look, Gossy. We saying it in the studio here. The only threat that they seem to have is from a set piece, really. And it's quite unusual to see the 6 yards just completely packed out like that. And just say you're right on the Barclay, so you can see it. They're almost in there with you, aren't they? They're literally crowding around Tim Krul, making sure it's a decent ball into the box, and any little touch or anything can end up in the back of the net.
I'm nearly shouting who to pick up. I'm so close. I'm one of them, No, but you can see the dominant people, verbally dominant, pulling and pushing people around. Zimmerman, Hanley, obviously Tim Krul, but Kenny McLean is big, dominating voice. Is doing more than I ever thought he would verbally, and they are structured really well. They're organised, but they've just got to win the battle because there's some big lads in their team.
Yeah, is that giving you an insight then, Gossy, into actually the characters in Norwich? Because normally there's fans in the stadium, you don't hear any of that, but you're hearing down there, you're hearing everything they're saying.
I hear everything. I'm really pleased that I'm so close to the pitch because you can see, who's pulling who about and who's dominating verbally to make things happen and being secure and tidy. And you guess your two centre-halves are going to be doing that. But Kenny McLean really impressed with his verbal domination. But of course, the other person I'm hearing is Paul Wayne. I mean, that lad on the sideline, their manager, he's really up for it today. And they are a spirited side and they're dangerous.
Well, hopefully, Gossy, in the second half, we'll be talking to you at the end of the game about some goals that end, because that's where you were potent, mate. Get yourself out on the pitch, ball comes near you, get in that box and score us another volley.
I won't miss, I promise you.
Top man, mate. We've just pointed out that the danger from Rotherham really is that set piece, but it really is that we want to be is making sure we're scoring more goals, because it's that one goal again. As dominant as Norwich have been, you've got to get those goals.
Yeah, like too many times. You mean like one is too many times, but like too many times that we've not really killed teams off. And you're 3, you're 4, you're 5-0 up. A goal at the end becomes a consolation goal. All the time it's 1-0. You always get that added pressure building the air, the belief of the opponent team, opposition team as well. I mean, they feel we get a goal, we get a point out of it. So, I mean, really, the game should be out of sight now. Yeah,
well, let's chat to Hugs about the attacking prowess of Norwich at the moment. Hugs, it's been a good, in terms of chances created for Norwich, been really good that first half. But is it just little things, those little things that we've said before about picking the right pass at the right time, particularly near the end there? You can see out from the gantry of your position, Vrancic has got to put it in first time for Pukki, hasn't he? I know Buendia has a shot in the end and it gets cleared, but if he rolls that ball straight across the 6-yard box, it's a goal for Norwich. And the time when Timo Pukki got in round the back, again, you could see it. He's just got to whip it across the 6-yard box, tries to cut it back, because he doesn't have a look up. Is it just those little things they can be better at?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think some of our players have been excellent until the final pass or the final ball. But the problem is we're getting in real good positions and it's that final finish. Pukki's had a couple of great finishes where he should score. Todd Cantwell should score. Vrancic should score. I disagree with Grossi a little bit. I don't think these are a great team, if I'm going to be honest with you. Every time we've gone forward, we've looked like we can score. So we're just going to be really ruthless, because they've not really been in this game, and they should be 4 or 5 goals down. This game should be other, and we should be going home celebrating. But now we've got to fight the second half and hopefully get a goal when we can get one.
And you've mentioned Mario there. He's probably a prime example of someone who's had loads of chances in recent weeks to get himself on the score sheet more. Does he need to be better in an attacking sense of scoring goals? He's used to creating them, of course, and scoring free kicks, but he gets himself into some great positions but doesn't hit the target enough.
Yeah, I think on that one, it fell on his right foot, and we can all see that it's not his strongest foot. But the one before for Pukki, where the old goal's opened up, where he can just put it in the far corner. Even Todd Cantwell, it's an easy finish for someone with his quality. So if we're going to be ultra critical, this game should be over. It should be 4-5-0, because, like I said before, I don't see this Rotherham team as being that great, and they're in the bottom of the league for a reason. So we've got to be more ruthless in front of goal.
Yeah, and in terms of the second half, folks, do you expect any changes? Because it's an opportunity against a side that you wouldn't particularly think are going to get back in this game to give Kieran Dowell perhaps more minutes on the pitch?
If you're a forward player, as i.e. Toddy, Buendia, even people on the bench now and people like that, they'll be desperate, because they're thinking we can get chance after chance after chance, and it's a chance to get your goals up. So we've got to be more ruthless. Like I say, Rotherham are right in the trouble down bottom of the league for a reason. So it's up to us to really stamp our authority on this game and finish them off.
Top man, mate. We'll speak to you at the end of the game. So is it? Look, like Hugs said there about being ruthless. It's an element which sometimes has not been, shown at Norwich in terms of you're not a ruthless enough side, because they've scored goals in the past, but they keep creating the chances. They've got to put some away. But is that because you've got, as Hugs said there, if I'm a Buendia, I'm a Cantwell. The first 5 minutes of that game, I'm thinking I'm getting a goal here today. So, but it's having that desire to make sure you do, and being ruthless and having that killer instinct.
Absolutely, and having the end product. End product is so important for offensive players, and the end product, apart from one finish from Pukki, has not been good enough, because one goal says it all, really. They've been getting great chances. Chances where you want to have the chances, middle of the goal, 10, 12 yards out. And like I say, you could come back and horn them, and just going back to Rotherham. I don't think Gossi said they were a good side. He said they were a spirited side. Yeah. They know their frailties. I've been looking at the centre house here. In the first couple of minutes, you think, wow, fill your boots here, guys, because it's here for the taking. But Rotherham have got that belief that if they stay in the game and they look for set pieces, they can cause problems. But Norwich, like he'll be saying in the changing room, like, listen, keep doing the same, but hey, listen, have quality. Calm yourself, have a bit of composure in good areas, make sure you hit the target. If the keeper makes a save, not a problem, but don't miss the target.
You make sure you keep having the point there saying make sure you hit the target. Now, we're going to show you a little goal here from Justin Fashanu. It would have been his 60th birthday yesterday. Take a look at this.
Downs. Case in his defensive role. Ryan, Fashanu. Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's a magnificent goal! Didn't seem to be the room between Ray Clements' hand and the post. And John Bond still wants to make a defensive point and cover as the crowd applauds. Surely one of the best goals I've seen at Carrow Road this season. Really sweet turn by the tall
was a great coat and kipper tie combo by John Bond there, wasn't it? But that's what you mean about hitting the target. It's almost a little bit nonchalant. It's like just what's up with that.
Iconic figure. One goal of the season, that one as well, didn't it? Like I say, it's one of them ones you just hit it in and like keep your fingers crossed and whatever. Like, but it was a fantastic strike. But he was one of them players that had the belief. If you got your belief in your ability, you do it. You might miss one, but yeah, I mean, one of them's going to go in.
Yeah, so looking at the second half now, Rob, Norwich are going to keep playing the same way, aren't they? It's one that you keep creating those chances. You create another 6, you're going to get at least one more goal you'd expect from that.
No, if you create another 6 like the ones they've created here, apart from the goal scored, you want them to score 3 or 4. These are not half chances, these are proper chances where you're saying you have got to score these goals. Against better opposition, you can get these chances against better opposition. Yeah. So now the confidence you got, build on it, be strong. So if you get 5 or 6 chances like you've got in the first half, in the second half, they've got to be scoring 2, 3, 4 goals.
Yeah, and just a little reminder of the new All in Yellow podcast, which is coming up for you. Clive Tilsley is on this one. It's going to be a fantastic another listen for you. The classic Clive Tilsley would have been. Did he commentated on the Munich game? Did he? I think.
No,
did he not?
John Motson, I think, wasn't it?
Good job, you're Rob. I didn't know. But look, an iconic character. It's not often you hear from those kind of characters. And this is the beauty of these podcasts. Yeah. It's not just hearing from players or managers. It's hearing from the backroom staff. It's hearing from people like him who commentate on the games from a different point of view.
Absolutely, and not only on the games. Imagine all the interviews he's had with players, iconic players and managers over the years he's been involved in that business. He must have so many stories to tell, so it would be a really interesting
and do you know what? It's a tricky thing to do as well. I mean, I've worked with Chris Gorham a lot. I mean, Chris is brilliant at it. He's an absolute master at it. But it's a really difficult skill to do, isn't it? But to keep the game flowing and not just knowing your team. I can know the Norwich players, but he has to know those Rotherham players. He has to know everything that's going on in an instant because he can't make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they all do their prep before the game because they've got to. And we say there's the professionals out on the pitch, but these guys doing the radio commentary, and we all know Chris how good he is. Basically, the prep he does for it, and the amount of knowledge he's got. You could stay any year in the last 30, 40 years. Straight away, the answer comes. He's unbelievably knowledgeable, and obviously someone like Clive, who's been in and around. The whole country. It's not just one club. What Chris is doing, he's doing different sides as well. So it'd be a good listen.
Do you find that as well? I find that people know more about my career than I knew myself. I don't keep the stats, but people tell you stuff and you go, I don't know, did I?
No, absolutely. You just agree with them. If it's positive, you just agree with them. If you say, no, that wasn't me, that was someone else.
Look, and in terms of talking of iconic players as well, we'll remind you that the Legends Night is coming up for Norwich City in March as well. You can see on there's Darren Huckabee, Adam Jury, Jeremy Goss, Grant Holt, and of course myself and somebody in the middle. I can't believe I've got the oldest shirt. I know Gossie's got the oldest shirt on there, but that
great shirt,
mate. You'd fill that out now. That shirt.
That was a great shirt. No, it would still be baggy on me. I'm telling you.
In the '90s, that was the look.
No, it'd be a good night, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, there's a good year. You know what I mean? Like I say, between all of us and whatever, different types of football, different styles,
but some
different managers.
Who's going to get the most words in? Because when you're talking on that sort of thing, you've got a story, I've got a story, Holty's got. There's not enough time, is there?
Holty will be favourite.
You reckon?
Holty will be favourite to get all the stories in. Yeah, he does like a conversation. I'm saying Gossie. Once Gossie gets.
Well, I was going to say, just tell me how many. I've got about 50 stories on Gossie. How many have you got about Gossie?
I've got a few. I used to room with him.
Exactly. That's enough. The players coming out for the second half. Enjoy the second half. We'll see you at the end of the game.